The Last Green Hope. Chapter 1. The Dying Whisper. The wind had changed. It carried a weight, a whisper of something fading. The trees in Havenwood, once bursting with emerald vibrance, now stood still and pale under a sky veiled in smoke. Even the birds had forgotten their songs. 15-year-old Lily Carson sat beneath the last willow tree near her grandmother's cottage, sketching what remained of the forest. Her pencil glided across the paper, outlining a world that was vanishing day by day. It was her way of capturing memories before they turned into myths. "Another tree cut down this morning," Grandma Rose said, emerging from the cottage with a mug of herbal tea. Her hands, roughened by years of gardening, trembled slightly. "At this rate, Havenwood will be gone before you turn 16. Lily clenched her jaw. "I won't let that happen." Her grandmother smiled sadly. "I once said the same thing." Lily stood and looked out over the hills. Smokestacks now pierced the horizon where pines had once grown. The air stung her lungs, dry and thick with pollutants. The town's expansion had turned the once thriving forest into a battlefield, progress versus preservation. But Havenwood was more than a forest. It was home. It was where her mother had taken her first steps, where her grandfather had taught her to listen to birdsong, and where Lily had learned to dream. Chapter 2. Roots of Change. The next morning, Lily stood before her class at Greendale High, her sketchbook in hand. "This isn't just about trees," she said, her voice steady but urgent. "It's about life, ours and every living thing we share this planet with." Some classmates rolled their eyes, others leaned in, curious. "We breathe what the trees give us. We drink the water their roots protect. We eat from soil they help nourish, but we're treating them like trash." Her biology teacher, Mr. Denton, raised an eyebrow. "And what do you propose we do, Ms. Carson?" Lily paused, then held up a flyer she'd made. "This Saturday, I'm organizing a community cleanup and planting event. I've talked to a few local businesses. They'll donate tools, gloves, even saplings." Someone at the back laughed. "What's the point? One girl planting a few trees isn't going to stop a bulldozer." Lily looked straight at him. "Maybe not, but one girl can inspire 10. 10 can inspire 100. That's how change begins." After class, a few students approached her quietly. They asked how they could help, and one even offered to print more flyers. Lily felt a small flame of hope flicker in her chest. Maybe she wasn't alone after all. Chapter 3. The First Green Flame. Saturday morning dawned with gray skies, the kind that threatened rain. Lily stood in the empty lot beside Havenwood, her hands dirty, her clothes stained, and her hope flickering like a candle. Then she heard footsteps. First came her best friend, Jonah, dragging a rusty wheelbarrow filled with shovels. "Figured you'd need a hand," he said with a grin. Then came Mr. Denton, carrying tools and bags of soil. Then Grandma Rose, despite her weak knees. By noon, over 30 people had gathered, students, teachers, neighbors, united by a common cause. They planted saplings where stumps remained. They cleaned trash that had tangled like weeds. For the first time in years, laughter filled the air, echoing through the wounded woods like a promise. Lily took a break and looked around. Children were digging with gloved hands. Elders shared stories of the forest's past, and the land seemed to exhale. When the sun broke through the clouds, casting golden light over the newly planted trees, Lily felt something stir inside her, a green flame of hope. Chapter 4. The Resistance Grows. Word spread. Lily's Green Hope Project became more than a school effort. Local media covered it. Donations trickled in, then poured. Environmentalists reached out, offering support and resources. A local artist even painted a mural in town, depicting a giant tree with children from all backgrounds nurturing its roots. But not everyone was pleased. The Redwood Corporation, the company responsible for clearing Havenwood for a new industrial complex, issued a statement calling the project naive and sentimental. Lily stood at a town hall meeting facing Redwood's CEO. "We have the right to protect our environment. Your plans threaten not only the forest but the health of everyone here." The CEO, a tall man in a tailored suit, smiled coolly. "And who gave you the authority to challenge progress?" "The Constitution," Lily replied, "and common sense." Applause thundered. Still, pressure mounted. Lily received threats. Someone vandalized their planting site. Flyers were torn down, but each setback only deepened her resolve. "This is bigger than us," she told Jonah. "We're fighting for the future." Chapter 5. Echoes of the Earth. Months passed. Seasons shifted. The forest, once on life support, began to breathe again. Birds returned. Flowers bloomed. A new generation of trees took root. Lily was invited to speak at schools, to share her story on podcasts and local news. She never forgot to credit her community, her grandmother, and the lessons of the forest itself. One evening, Lily walked through Havenwood, now a protected area thanks to a successful petition and legal action driven by thousands of signatures. She touched the bark of a young oak and closed her eyes. She heard the forest, not just the wind, but something deeper. A rhythm, a heartbeat, the earth speaking in its ancient language. She remembered her grandmother's words. "We don't own the earth. We belong to it." And at last, she understood. Epilogue: The Legacy of Green. Years later, Lily stood at the grand opening of the Havenwood Environmental Learning Center, now built on the edge of the forest. Children ran through interactive exhibits. Solar panels shimmered on the roof. A rain garden collected stormwater beside native wildflowers. A plaque near the entrance read, "One tree can start a forest. One person can spark a movement." Lily Carson. She smiled as a little girl tugged at her sleeve. "Are you the Lily who saved the forest?" She knelt down. "No, sweetheart, we all did, and now it's your turn." As she watched the children plant their first saplings, Lily knew that Havenwood was more than saved, it was reborn. And so was hope.